was a major change in the world of AdWords this week, and we wanted to focus on the updates and new products that AdWords actually rolled out to its advertisers at the Google Performance Summit. We wanted to focus on AdWords this week because it was a major story. And, the fact of the matter is that this was a very large product offering, a product change. They've got some crazy things that they actually rolled out. And one of the major things... and I understand around the table there's not that many that are actually working in the AdWords ad space. So I'm just going to share with you a little bit of some of the new technology. I caught a good portion of... Yes, sir.
Bring it.
I am.
Share time.
Smack dab. This is what's going
Now,
on.
for people that just tuned in that don't know what AdWords is, though, right?
All right.
Shouldn't we give them a primer?
They don't tune a podcast.
Or a primer, as they say.
They don't tune a podcast.
Across the pond.
All right. AdWords. 101. It is the ad environment where Google you can actually buy space inside of the ad search environment, and you've seen it before. You may not know the extent of what it means, but literally, it's if you're searching on search, it's the ad space above the organic listings where you see the sponsored listings. That's where you can buy position there, right? And the ads cost a particular thing based on your click or what have you. There's also a huge expanse in the display network where your ad can actually show on different websites that you're marketing towards. So instead of just a search environment, you can actually have an entire network of banner ads, of box ads, and you actually see that regularly. You may not know that it's an ad network from Google, but it absolutely is. You can go to Forbes.com and be able to see a mess of ads in that space. Now, there's also an entire remarketing channel. Remarketing is a fantastic thing because literally, do this. Go to sitestrategics.com right now. Do it right now. You can do that because you're not driving. Unless you are driving, don't do it right now. I'm just saying, there's going to be a lot of different consumers out there, right? Mm-hmm. When you have time, go to Site Strategics, SITE, strategics.com. Check it out. Now, leave the site. I know you want to stick around. It's a great site. But... we'll
stay there a little bit longer than just 10 seconds.
Yeah, actually hang out for a little bit.
Go to one more page so the bounce rate doesn't jump.
Exactly. Don't screw with our bounce rates. Hang out, have a cup of coffee. We'll enjoy the atmosphere, right? And then swing back around and actually start going to Forbes.com or start going to other websites. You're going to see something there. It's our ad. Lo and behold, it actually starts following you around. And you're going to see that more and more as you navigate around different areas. Different size ads, or banner ads, or different longer ads, or skyscraper ads. That's called remarketing. Basically, however you got to our website, right? We tagged you. And hey, no offense, hey, that's how we do business. But we want to remind you that, hey, you checked out Site Strategics, and we're going to remind you over here, and over here, and over here. And by the way, over here. That is remarketing. In fact, that has a huge return on investment they're literally, it's a very inexpensive way to actually keep a reminder of your business or your services in front of that particular consumer, right? And there's a boomerang effect. They'll come back around, especially if you're actually deciding between different digital marketing companies, right? And we get this often whenever a prospect comes to us. They say, your ad is following me. Stop it. I mean, no, not really. But they do make a note of the fact that, okay, I saw you over here. That was pretty effective because, we came to your website and, our ads are in a lot of different spaces that they're viewing now. So we do the same thing for our clients as well. Is if the paid ad environment is one of the plays that we do inside their digital marketing tactics, remarketing is absolutely essential because you do have that reminder environment that happens. So that's the skinny there. You have to have a budget. You have to be willing to spend a little money with Google, but those tools that they provide are invaluable. And there's a lot of different extensions and different applications that are inside of the search environment, like call through telephone tracking and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you're going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say it's really cost effective too. So, the bottom line is a nickel a click, yep. Right? And so a lot of people...
On the display network.
On the display network. Mm-hmm. And I watch a lot of people actually set really small budgets on Google and go for really long tail, combinations that
Yep.
aren't very high bid and everything, and they get fantastic results out of it. And it's something to keep in mind that if you, let's say you were going to go sponsor a show or something, so you sponsor the show for $2,500.
Right.
Well, now translate that $2,500 to 5 cents a click.
Yep.
That's a lot of people, and I
Absolutely.
think people underestimate the impact of that investment that can be made.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is a sizable economy and inside of the AdWords space, and there's a lot of tooling over the years that have gone on to make this thing a very focused delivery tool that a lot of times is one of the tactics. If you're needing leads right now, we'll come out of the box with paid ads before anything else, because we can literally turn on a campaign in days and start having traffic. Now, does it mean it's going to be incredibly successful in days? No, you have to train it, just like anything else. You have to groom it and watch the data as things happen and be able to guide it and change it. So, anyway, that's kind of the background of AdWords. It's a very valuable tool. If you're interested in understanding more about that, just give us a shout at 1-877-736-4932. Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow. Or 877 SEO for web, and we'll be happy to speak to you about that. But this week actually was a red letter, and they regularly roll out updates to the AdWords console. This one was big, though. They have a lot more tools, expanded ad text, local search ads, and the like. So we're going to go through some of these things here real quick. So it's more effective than ever in driving massive economic activity, and according to Google, just here's some stats inside of AdWords. Google's search and advertising tools drove 165 billion in economic activity for over 1 million businesses, website publishers, and nonprofits across the United States in 2015. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
There are now trillions of searches on Google.com, and over half of those searches happen on smartphones. Did you catch that? Over half.
That is something that we're explaining. In fact, we have a client right now that their site was mobile friendly, and I say mobile friendly that Google actually gave them a little flag that said it was mobile friendly. But we basically were working on them on making it more mobile usable, and so redesign the site and layout and everything else and the interaction.
Right.
You got to remember, someone's using their thumb. That's
right.
it, one thumb. And so they don't want to pinch and
I
zoom.
use
and
my pinky, but
do you? Okay. Wow. I bet you do, Buffy. So when you're we optimized the mobile page, and their conversions went up about 8%.
Yep.
So 8%, and we showed them, there was a ton of traffic coming from mobile, but the conversions just weren't there. Now the conversions on mobile are actually, from a percentage standpoint, outpacing desktop conversions. So it's really
there's a very,
important.
very important thing here, and studies have shown that the mobile searcher is looking for a transaction. The desktop searcher is doing much more research. They're actually evaluating. That's a broad concept, but it absolutely does pan out whenever you're looking at deep divers inside of mobile and the level of conversion transactions happening. And on top of that, mobile's conversions are going up and up and up each and every year by great percentage leaps.
And this client that I'm talking about this is not something that typically someone you would think on a mobile device would be hanging out at their site.
Right.
That's a thing that a mistake that I think people are making right now.
Well, since I don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to sit there and read through our site, on a mobile device? Well, half your audience is.
Yeah. Right. and so search is desktop is now being officially eclipsed.
Yep.
By mobile. Nearly 1/3 of all mobile searches on Google are related to location. In fact, location-related searches are growing 50% faster than any other mobile query. Now, that's also something huge. It's not only transactional. It's not only 50% on higher in search. They're also typing in a geo. They're typing in Indianapolis bed and breakfast or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I don't remember the exact statistic, but I've seen where near me searches are starting to increase as well, like pizza restaurants near me, or carpet cleaning near me.
Right.
There's all that location-based searches on
Yeah,
mobile
absolutely.
devices.
And that's why your local SEO absolutely needs to be part of your digital marketing portfolio. You've got to make sure. I mean, this is not a show about local SEO, but I mean, you need to have your NAP straight, your name, address, and phone number on your sites. You need to be able to cultivate and get those directories going, so you are part of the product that Google's providing to the local searcher. Another stat: since AdWords store visits were introduced 2 years ago, this is the AdWords store. Advertisers have measured over $1 billion in store visits. I'm sorry, not $1 billion. $1 billion store visits worldwide. So, I mean, there's certainly the space of AdWords is huge, and there's an entire argument that even paid ads are more strategically beneficial than even organic ads, because you can dial in and find exactly who your market is, as opposed to the general mashup inside of organic, and you can test out different ads and how they act, the words that you're bidding on, the different concepts and strategies to be able to see which is more converting, and it's a little bit more difficult than to do that inside of SEO. Anyway, that's the background. Let me tell you some changes that have actually happened here. If you're familiar with the AdWords, if you're not, just hold on to your seat, because you're going to get a little bit of a deep dive here. The AdWords environment has been redesigned. Okay, completely. They've actually made a number of changes, realizing that accounting for mobility and actual designing for mobile first are two very different things, and they actually have to redesign the entire interface to have a full mobile interactivity. Where it was challenging to even get into your AdWords campaign management on the mobile screen. So they've amped that up, and they've also go ahead.
You said amp.
I did. Yep, we're talking Google. They also first created universal app campaigns, which are driven more than 2 billion app downloads as well. So they're getting in. They also have some of the directional development inside of AdWords. They have expanded text ads. Now, what we're talking about there is the actual postage stamp text ad that's in the search environment has limitations of characters. Okay, I think there's 32 characters in the title. Just a random piece of data there. There's a little bit longer in the different text descriptions, but they've actually expanded that out. They also have responsive ads for display. So instead of a static ad, you actually have something that adjusts for the different displays that are out there. Individual bid adjustments per device type. Now, let me tell you about that. Your consumer acts differently on the smartphone, tablet, and desktop. Okay. They're looking for different things, and on top of that, your product may fare well or better inside of inside of a desktop search as opposed to mobile. Or more importantly, your mobile traffic is more important to you, and you should actually have your ad higher up and more competitive than the desktop search, right? So, lo and behold, at one point in time, we had the ability to manage bids respective to device platform, and now that's back, because they actually cinched it all together and only gave you the ability to go up a number of percentage higher in your bid on the mobile platform, and it was all tied to what your desktop search is. Now you have independent bidding inside of the tablet space, inside of the desktop, inside of the inside of the smartphone. Yay for everybody who actually loves AdWords. I hope I'm not boring you. There's the expanded text ads are fantastic. The responsive displays are fantastic. Google promises they also unlock new native inventory, so you can actually engage consumers with ads that match the look and feel of the content that they're browsing. So, for example, and there's a graphic there that we've got of somebody looking through particular products like store photos and the likes, actually checking out image-related searches. Lo and behold, contextually, that ad's coming through and has an image affixed to it as well, as opposed to maybe content ads where it's just text-based ads, or perhaps even a larger picturesque environment based on a more Pinterest-ish type of search or visitation on a website. So you've got a lot more flexibility in the ads itself. Now, local search ads for Google.com and Google Maps, right? Almost a third of the mobile searches have local intent. That's what Google says. So the new local search ads for Google.com and Google Maps give advertisers using location services more real estate for searches for specific products or services in that geographic area. What that means is you're getting more real estate in the map functions and more local display with local intent ads. And we're seeing that more and more inside of the Maps environment, much more advertising environment. And you're actually going to see a spillover into the conversion play that we talked about a year ago, where they're going to start taking quote requests inside of the Google Maps space. They're actually going to give the ability for the consumer to contact and even submit inquiries to that advertiser. That's going to be huge, because all of a sudden Google's no longer in the display. It's going to be in the conversion side, because the consumer won't even have to go to your website to actually get a quote.
That's crazy.
Well, that's where Google's going, and that's the commerce level that's going to be there. I mean, in the next several years, I'm forecasting.
Yeah, I mean, especially with their Google Home and got the Amazon Echo. I mean, people can be like, I need an appointment for gutter cleaning, and they can probably be able to schedule it straight through that. So it'll all be linked like that.
That's right. So those were a smattering of the different changes, and the interface itself was a huge deal, because that was a clunky thing, and they were doing a lot to improve that. Now it's a much more pleasant environment, but at the same time, they're dialing in a lot of additional technology that we've been asking for a long time. So go check out a number of articles. There's one on Search Engine Land from Ginny Marvin. Go check that out regarding the breakup of tablet, desktop, and mobile-based ads. Larry Kim also had another one out of Search Engine Journal, kind of covering the entire gamut of things. There's much more inside that space, but what I want to leave you with on this particular segment is the value that Google sees in its advertising campaign. Now, you have to understand, it's only valuable if it actually works for people. They wouldn't be doing this unless there's value for that advertiser. They're not doing experiments like this ad hoc. This is where you need to be if you want to see those local transactions really start to uptick and have better leads. Part of your digital marketing strategy has to be in the paid space. You're never going to be in every area, especially in mobile app ads. I mean, you're never going to be in that space unless you actually deliver it via advertising medium. So if you're interested in what this means to you, give us a shout. We can certainly kind of go through and describe that to you. We also have a number of shows related to AdWords, and at the edge of the web, radio.com, you'll be able to jump into a lot of related show topics like this. So give a check out to these different websites that are showcasing all the different changes. And again, if you're interested, we can always give you some helping hands there, because it is a very effective medium.